A lot of my friends say that this is very intimidating. So, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Trevlin, teenager, can't really give you my actual age, but I've been into trains for a very long time, and I've been making videos half my life, even though those were really cringy, so I really take pride in maybe the past 1 or 2 years of videos I've been making. I take photos and videos of trains, about half on half of both, and I love it. I love doing it. I try and upload videos every week unless it's January or February, and I do every 2 weeks. I'm on a media team, class I guess, at my high school, and do a lot of projects there, and I love that class. It's the highlight of my day. Equipment I use a Sony Handycam CX405. It's a little camcorder, no mic input, no nothing. It's just got a built-in mic. I want to replace it someday, but in the meantime I use my high school's camera equipment, and yeah. For photos, I've used a Canon EOS M200, which I'm actually using right now, and I use a Canon Rebel SL1. It's about a 10-year-old camera, but it still works very well, and I've gotten some stellar photos with it, most recently this summer at like Silver Dollar City and on the M&A and stuff, and it just works out really well. I'm very involved in railroading around here. I go out to Silver Dollar City a lot to take pictures and videos of their steam train and just basically geek out. That's gotten me quite a bit of attention. I've gotten some goofy ride photos on there of myself, and Silver Dollar City's actually shared them, which is fun. I love filming the M&A, the White River route through here. You'll get some pretty cool trains every once in a while on there, and I love being trackside when there is a train at all, because they only run like 2 trains a day, and those are at midnight. I have a Pavilion gaming desktop with a Core i5, 8 gigabytes of RAM, which I hope to upgrade soon, and an RTX 3060. That's what I've used for my trains videos and my recent video editing. I use Adobe Premiere Pro with the subscription through my school, and I also use Lightroom to edit my photos. About 4.5 years ago, I started TTT Rail. At the time it was just Trevlin Eilers, and then it was Trevlin the Trainiac, and then it was Trevlin the Trainiac Railroad Productions. Then the name just got too long, so I shortened it down to TTT Rail, and that's a lot nicer. So now you know what TTT Rail stands for, Trevlin the Trainiac, and some people still call me the Trainiac today. I guess, yeah, probably. You know, I haven't watched Jimmy Neutron in a while, but I could agree with Carl Wieser, but I should not get a fetish over a cartoon character because that is bad for my health. It is a Nathan Airchime K3HA. It's in Grinstein green, so I believe that it came off a BN Executive Mac, because that's what most of them were outfitted with, these K3HAs. So it's probably from the 80s or 90s. It's about 25 or 30 pounds. It's really not that heavy. I thought it would be super heavy when I got it, and I thought it'd be a lot larger when I got it. But as long as it produces the same sound, it doesn't matter. Do you want to hear it? I want to be a locomotive engineer mechanic at Silver Dollar City. I want to spend my life there, maybe around 10, 15 years. If I'm still happy with the job, I want to keep on going. But if I'm like, you know, it's time, I want to go over to Branson Scenic Railway, and I know that they can see my passion and they want to put me in a position there that is pretty high up. So yeah, well, definitely the guys at Silver Dollar City. I tend to email Alan Camp a lot. He's the co-owner of Branson Scenic Railway, and he'll answer a lot of my questions if he can. Thank you, Alan. I like GP30s a lot in terms of diesels. I've actually only seen like 2 in my life. Obviously 99, and then there's this one GP30 that just sits on a railroad in eastern Iowa. Wait, no. Well, this is near Ames, so it'd be more southern Iowa. So I like GP30s because they're very slick looking, very sharp. They are just definitely the nicest looking diesel locomotive on the rails today. And it's sad because they are definitely fading away and getting turned into road slugs. So yeah. I like smaller steam locomotives. The larger ones are very cool indeed, but they're just very compact, and they all look, I don't know, they're just not as appealing to me as smaller steam locomotives are. I feel like it's easier to enjoy smaller steam locomotives. And which is harder to run, train or steam tractor? Well, that's a really good question. So they both have their ups and downs. And hear me out, I've never actually ran a train before. I might later this year, but it'd be like miniature gauge, so 7.5 inch. The steam traction engines are very similar to steam engines, very similar controls. However, they're a lot slower. That makes it easier, but you also have to steer them like crazy, which is kind of a downside. Where with trains, obviously they run down a fixed set of rails and you don't have to steer them. Some people still think that you have to steer trains, and it drives me crazy. I would say that a train is harder to run. Traction engines, I clinged onto them very easily, and yeah, they're just a lot easier to run. Somehow we ran out of questions. So next time I do a Q&A, probably in the next year or so, please give me more questions. Hey, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, and I love feedback, so leave me some feedback in the comments so I can always improve. Thank you for watching.